Hello all, this is Jose Vilson from New York City, and I'd like to talk to you guys about this idea of manning up. And one of the big things I learned about manning up is that you don't really know what it is to be a man until you have a little one of your own to raise. My man up moment came when my first son and only son was born, Alejandro, a few months ago. It was sometime in January, and I was literally awake for the better part of 24 hours, seeing all the things that were going on uh, with my fiance and the birth that was happening, and knowing that in this hospital there was about to be a new life created based on my behalf and her behalf. Um, really changed a lot of things for me. Now, for a lot of fathers, that seems to be the case, but the one big difference that I saw with my fatherhood, with my emerging fatherhood, was that I wanted to break cycles, and I was intent on making sure that I was the father that I thought I could have, not the father that I had been accustomed to. Um, I think a lot of us, particularly those of us of color, always have this idea about what a father is and the lack thereof. And then we end up perpetuating the cycle sometimes because of whatever internal trauma we may have. Um, there is that sense that we do not have that father figure to look up to. So we often turn to things that we don't necessarily consider positive, but reaffirm something about our own lives. Um, and I'm here to say that in order for us to change the way that fatherhood looks like, we have to become those fathers. We have to start now, and that's going to be our um, footprint on the things that we do for our community. That in and of itself is revolutionary in and of itself. So when he was born, I had already had a lot of reservations about uh, the way that I was going to raise him. I didn't understand the sort of father I was going to be. Yes, I did a lot of reading. I did a lot of discussions. I had a lot of discussions with my friends and a lot of with my family and trying to dig up what this it means to be a father. But one of my friends said that you really don't know the type of father you're going to be until you actually have the baby. And right then is when you start to see the sorts of things that are in you and that you're capable of. And whether that's a good or bad thing, I leave it up to God's hands. But I think for the last 6 months, I've realized the father I can be by having to man up, by having to say, I have this past that isn't always positive, especially when it comes to fatherhood. But this future I'm creating because of the things that I do and the effort that I put in to make sure that I have a good relationship, not just with my baby, but also with my fiance and her family and our families, and trying to build those bridges in places that may not necessarily always be there when it comes to being a father. Um, these are the sorts of things that I think about when it comes to manning up, the ability to transform oneself and being able to build a 21st century sort of father, the type that's going to be active and present in a child's life. So those are my thoughts. Thank you.